Tonight we have a different kind of video in a way, sort of, but it's not exactly of a different subject. It is still of legal breaking news about Elon Musk and Donald Trump's DOGE efforts to freeze funding. What exactly does the legal breaking news entail? Let's find that out tonight from a Fox 12 legal correspondent in today's video.
Did you know that you can have permanent teeth in just 24 hours? That's right. Only 24 hours and your new smile is ready.
Okay, Democrats are heading to court to fight Donald Trump's cost-cutting agenda, temporarily blocking DOGE from Treasury records and pausing Trump's federal employee buyout plan.
We will fight it out in Congress. We will fight it out in the courts. We will fight it out across this country. And I promise you, we will win.
I want to applaud the courts. They're doing a pretty damn good job right now.
And the courts shut Elon Musk down at the Department of Justice and FBI. And the courts shut them down at USAID on Friday night. And the courts shut them down at the Department of Treasury.
Well, we're not shutting her down. We're bringing her on. Fox News legal editor Kerry Urbahn joins us right now from D.C. Kerry, good morning to you.
Good morning.
To quote Barack Obama, elections have consequences, and this is one of those consequences. If you are in charge of the executive branch, and all those agencies are, you are the sheriff, the new sheriff in town. You can do what you want. So, ultimately, the Democrats might want to take him to court, but who ultimately is going to win?
Right, that's exactly right. And Steve, this was something that I observed over and over again when I worked in the federal government at DOJ. Are career officials vital to the day-to-day functioning of the federal government? Absolutely. We need them for that. However, it's the political appointees who are technically the elected folks who implement the president's agenda, because they've been appointed by the guy, as to your point, who won the election. And one thing I watched inside the government, and I've watched the media push this misguided notion, is that career folks should have the power, when in fact it's the politicals, because of the election, and also the judgment of career officials should not supplant that of the political appointees. But that has been a push inside the government for many, many years. And I think why there's such a meltdown right now is because the Trump administration, I say, is going about it the right way and saying, no, I was elected. These are my appointees. They're the ones responsible for driving and implementing my political agenda.
Right. And, I think Donald Trump loves the fact that a lot of Democrats' hair is on fire because now they are forced to defend millions and millions and perhaps billions of dollars in, when you look at it, it looks like stupid programs that through time have just continued, or somebody figured out how to squeeze it through Congress, and it's the law of the land.
Right. And in what universe should a government should not be allowed to conduct an audit of its finances? That's what we're talking about, which is why I think the Treasury Department decision is especially concerning. The fact that a judge said that only career officials within the Treasury Department can assess their own data that has personally identifiable information, it's outrageous. And, there's a lot of talk about the constitutionality of Donald Trump's actions. I would say the conversation really should start shifting to the constitutionality of the the judiciary, because in a situation like that, for instance, they are blocking a co-equal branch's function, a legitimate exercise of their authority. And so the fact that for some reason career officials should have more access than politicals, it's not just ridiculous. I would argue that politicals should have more access than the careers, in that they were appointed by the person who won the election, and he won on a campaign promise to clean up the government, and they're trying to do that, and there is mass resistance.
And Kerry, ultimately, for a lot of people, they said, I'd never heard of U.S. aid before. But that was one of those things that Republicans had railed against for decades, just like the Consumer Financial Protection Agency. Republicans haven't liked that. NOAA, the weather people, stuff like that. We knew that was coming. The next part is going to be harder, because it's going to be the Department of Education they're going to take a look at, and the Pentagon. And the Pentagon has got so many lobbyists who fan out, them, across Washington, and suddenly Republicans are even going to go, I'm not so sure about that cut.
It's always about money, isn't it? When people start freaking out, that's typically what you can trace it to. And look, Steve, I think even on the federal buyouts, action that DOGE drove, if you take a look at that, no one is being forced to resign. No one's being fired. They have the option. And this idea that, Congress appropriated these funds in this way, that hasn't changed. Those positions are funded. And so once those positions are funded, the executive branch can decide how they want to deal with it. And here they're offering them a deal. They don't have to take it. And so I don't even see what the issue is there exactly, especially when and clearly a lot of those federal employees don't either, considering how many thousands of them have accepted that offer. But we'll see what happens given the judiciary's interference in that one.
Well, let's see. Kerry, thank you very much for trying to make it so much easier for us to understand. And you did a good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, with that note, I've got to add that what Donald Trump and Elon Musk and the so-called DOGE, or otherwise known as Department of Government Efficiency, what they're doing is blatantly unconstitutional. And this is where I have to fact check Kerry, the Fox 12 legal correspondent editor lady, and say that is where you're wrong. That is where you're wrong, because our Constitution blatantly does not allow for the type of BS unconstitutional crap that this administration, may I remind you, is illegal in themselves because of Donald Trump being a convicted felon. Also, he is an adjudicated rapist and an adjudicated convicted felon of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. So hence, this administration is blatantly unconstitutional, blatantly illegal, and they are breaking our laws that they're supposed to uphold and enforce. That is the solemn oath of the Constitution, to which Donald Trump does not give two shits about. But that's just Donald Trump, and it's gonna come back and bite him in the long run, I applaud all the judges for actually doing their job and standing up for what's right in defending our Constitution. Because if they weren't, then essentially we would be really screwed if none of them would do their job. Example, some of the judges that Donald Trump himself appointed that refused to do their jobs and block his illegal birthright citizenship order and what he's currently doing, knowing dang good and well that it is blatantly unconstitutional. Knowing that it is blatantly unconstitutional. Before I end today's video, ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. I have 3 socials. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat, and I'm on Threads. Those 3 socials you can instantly get notified on every time that I post a brand new video for you guys. Lastly, if you enjoyed this legal breaking update with me having to fact check some of what the Fox 12 legal correspondent said, because I know what is and what isn't constitutional and illegal with what they're doing. And they are, by the way, she also lied. They are threatening to fire the USAID employees and everyone who they're trying to bribe with this bullshit buyout. Lastly, if you enjoyed this legal breaking update, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, comment your support. It's always welcome. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.